I remember the night that inspired me to write. I took a pill in Ibiza. Was 4 or 5 years after Cooler Than Me had come out, and my career had really fizzled out. At the time, I was considered a one-hit wonder in the music industry, and by that I was. I hadn't had my second hit yet. And my career really, like, for people that worked in the music industry, was considered over. I was someone people would call to write songs for other artists, and I had some good success doing that. But as far as my career it was considered done. And my friend Avicii, rest in peace. I loved him because he always wanted to work with me no matter where I was on the charts. He first hit me up to work on Levels. You remember that song, Levels? Mm-hmm. He sent me that instrumental. He's like, hey, can you write something to this? I tried like 10 times. I was like, it kind of sounds better when I'm not on it, And eventually he just put that sample on. Whoa, sometimes I get a good feel. Anyway, so he didn't care. He said he respected my artistry and my writing, and he always wanted to work with me no matter if I was number one or done. And so he said, come to Sweden to work on my album. And I was like, cool. Like, I had nothing going on. I was trying to get something going, but it really had fizzled out. So I flew to Sweden, and I was like, man, he had 2 days for me. I was like, well, that's a long way to go. I've never been to Sweden before, so maybe I'll stay in Europe for a while. And I knew he had a concert coming up afterwards, so I sort of like invited myself. I was like, hey man, can I go to your show after? And the show was in Ibiza, a couple of days after we were in the studio. He said, yeah, of course. But they were, he was playing the concert, so the promoter again, like the hotel suite is like the nicest hotel, all this stuff. And I didn't really like, I had made some money, but it was like, I didn't have it like that, and he's probably going on jet and all this stuff, And so I went like the day before by myself. It's like I almost want to cry thinking about I was just in Ibiza alone at this hotel, and I would walk outside, and it's like everyone was there with their friends, like celebrating life. Man, I was just by myself. The next day he came to the show, and it was when I still drank. And he went on the stage, and he was playing a concert, and he even played like the song we wrote a couple of days before. It was kind of cool, but I just felt so low because like, man, that used to be me up there. And so I started to drink, and it's so sad. But I left like the VIP area, and I started to walk around. And I really just was like hoping someone would recognize me. It's so embarrassing to say now. I was walking around. Imagine I'm walking around at my friend's concert. It's like a guy who had a moment of fame 4 years before, and I'm just like hoping someone's going to say, are you Mike Posner? So I could feel like someone sees me. And eventually someone did. They recognized me, and then they said, like, you want to take one of these? They had this little plastic bag of like pills, and I was already drunk. And I was like, sure. Took this pill. And I was up all night, like grinding my teeth, what's the club called? Pasha?
I think so. I don't know.
I don't know. I assume you've been to Ibiza before.
I haven't actually.
Yeah, my apologies.
So you actually, you took that pill in Ibiza.
Yeah, I think I think it's called Posner, and then play a deep house.
Yeah.
You know, like boom, like no melody. You know, it's dark. It's dark. And I was to fly back to the States the next day, and I just like woke up and I felt like death. And so that was like definitely another moment. You asked about moments where I had achieved some success, but it like wasn't really what I thought. And of course, I wrote a song about that night. I took a pill in Ibiza, and it was a song about how my career was over, basically. And ironically, you know, it became really popular and like reinvigorated my career in some ways. And so I think all these moments, man, of course, like we have external success, but it really earns you no points.